Hey everyone, this is Patrick from Hotspawn, and I'm here at Blast Slam 4 in Singapore, sitting down with Mr. Cool, Calm, and Collected himself. Quinn, how you doing, man?
I'm good. A little sleepy. It's been a long day, but overall, I'm good.
Good to hear. First of all, congratulations on an extremely successful career and on your retirement. I know it's barely been 2 months, but how's life away from being an active player treating you so far?
It's much more peaceful. There's some housekeeping things that I think you don't think about. Like I didn't own a suit, so I had to go buy clothes for this event.
Did you get them here?
No, I bought them.
Okay.
I bought them where I was, and then flew with them. I also had to learn how to pack a suit. Never done that before. So there's like random little odds and ends. But it's nice. It's nice to try something new, and it's nice to not be stressed all the time. So I'm enjoying it overall.
And speaking of it being barely 2 months, talk to me about how Blast tapped you for talent work so soon after your retirement announcement. Did you kind of just want to dive right in, or did you maybe consider taking some more time off in between your announcement and taking your place at the analysis desk?
No, I was reaching out to organizers before I retired in the middle of last year because I knew I was for like over a year.
Right.
And so I had already reached out to them, and I was already confirmed to be working Blast like before announcing my retirement.
Okay. Well, so yeah, that makes sense. You did say in your video that you had already known, right, that you wanted to quit this year.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Talking about Blast Slam 4 itself, who has been your favorite team of the tournament so far, and why?
I have really enjoyed watching Mouse. I think it's a lot of like new players. Well, not new rather, but players who are new to success. And some old faces who've taken breaks or had some off periods. So I think it's just a fun roster overall. I didn't expect them to win the tournament, and they're not going to. They're out. But I do think they were fun to watch. I had a good time watching them.
Well, extending the question to the competitive scene at large, which team do you think won the post TI-14 shuffle the hardest?
Maybe Falcons by not changing anything. I think they had a.
Just gotta keep doing what they're doing, right?
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, you are undoubtedly one of the greatest players ever produced by the North American scene, and the results from the last few years in particular speak volumes about your greatness. What sort of emotions did you feel between 2023, 2024 when you began to realize that everything was really clicking into place and the success started coming in?
I tried to be. I tried to be very grateful because I knew it wouldn't last because it just doesn't. That's not how success works. I think it's very cool because I was a very mediocre player on very mediocre teams for most of my career, and then was very fortunate to get on a very good team near the end. So yeah, honestly, just grateful that I got to experience that, and then my legacy wasn't that I was some washed up bot from NA for the entire time.
Far from it, I'd say. Do you personally think that there's still hope for NA in terms of getting back to competing at the highest level? I mean, like. Apex Genesis, or Wildcard as they were known then, did better at TI-14 than what I'm sure most people expected. So would you say they have the potential to inspire a new generation in the region?
Unfortunately, no. I think NA is completely hopeless.
No.
The player base is not there for it. And without a player base, I think it's just too hard. Not to mention that North America's cost of living are very high, so sponsoring a North American team and getting sponsored there is very difficult. Also, a lot of money comes from gambling sponsors, which are they're the kinds of sponsors that sponsor Dota events. So, like, esports betting sites are not the kinds of sites that are popular in North America. And North American eyes don't, use those sites. They use, the like football type sites. And so this money just isn't there. And because the money's not there, the cost of living is high. People can't sustain it. There's very little social nets. There's a whole bunch of reasons between socioeconomic stuff and also the player base. I think NA is doomed.
Sad to hear, but yeah, I guess it's an issue of it not being a very viable career path there, like long term, right?
No, it's very, very difficult to make that more than minimum wage.
Oh, it's that bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you're showing up to tournaments and you're getting like 12th place or whatever, and then you're getting a fifth of that, and then maybe your org's taking a cut if you have an org. If you don't have an org, then you're just getting that, and then you're paying taxes on that. you do that maybe 6 or 7 times. I don't know. You're not making that much.
And you're paying for it like out of your own pocket, like flying to events and stuff.
Well, no, that the tournaments pay for that. So.
Oh, okay. Well, at least, but yeah, I guess sorry, NA. You heard it from the man. Okay, you mentioned in your retirement video that you wanted to not only get into analysis and casting like you're doing now, but also making educational Dota content. Aside from the fact that it's going to be from the perspective of a multi-time Premier LAN winner, what are the niches or holes that you want to fill in this regard?
I think there's a lot of information that is just not public about how the game works, because there are not many people qualified to or who have that information. About how mid-game works, about what's really important in Dota, about how laning really works, about the true fundamentals of Dota, and also about like the high-level like nitty-gritty stuff. There's not really a format or a place to talk about that apart from making an in-depth guide. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to figure out the kinks on how I actually put it together and stuff like that, record it, how it all gets done. But I think it's sort of a waste for me to have all this information and just let it go to waste. And so I want to make it all public, and maybe it helps people get better at the game.
Well, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's waiting with bated breath for that. Have you yet considered becoming a coach in the future?
I mean, I've considered in the sort of like it's a possibility, but I don't think I will. It's not something that particularly interests me. I think if I were going to coach and spend all that time, once again, going to tournaments, competing, I would just play instead. And, to be frank, make more money. And also, I just think if you can play, you just tend to play. I think if you can play, then you don't coach. It's very rare that is the case. And so I think, I may try it on a more individual or personal level. I've considered things like that, but being the official coach for a team, I don't think so.
Yeah, and it comes with all the caveats, right? Like all the traveling, all the sleepless nights. Yeah. Okay, last question. Aside from not winning it all at the international, do you have any regrets in your career? Is there anything that you would consider taking back throughout your time as a pro player in order to change something or do something different about it?
Yeah, I mean, before even winning TI, I think my biggest advice to me at the start of my career would be just shut up.
Yeah.
I think not talking would have done me a lot of good, but for whatever reason, I just could not stop talking. But yeah, it is what it is. I suppose the past is in the past, and I have to live with that. So yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I have for you, Quinn. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, this was Patrick with Hotspawn at Blast Slam 4 in Singapore, and just talk to Quinn. Thanks. See you guys.